So on Sundays and Mondays I take Periscope days off, right? I don't scope on those days. So just so we're clear. Welcome to the scope. Hey Paul, how are you doing? What up, Dance for Life? What up, Mr. Proctor? I haven't seen you in a while. How are you? So really quickly, today we're talking about the long game versus the short game. And as it relates to your light, your dream, your goal, your passion, the thing that's inside of you, and everything that you kind of want to accomplish as it relates to your light and your dream. What up, young peer? Thank you for inviting your followers, Paul. Thank you all so much for being here. Oh my goodness, 2 days is like, I miss you already. Thank you for posting on Twitter. I really appreciate that. Red hearts, blue hearts, hello. Thank you so much. So before I start, I'm going to introduce myself really quickly and say my name is Coach Nachi. I am your world-class personal development coach, speaker, and life enthusiast called to serve those who want to live more like their unique selves. Now, right now, this minute, right now, I believe we're intended to live joyfully, fully human, and feeling at home in ourselves and our lives. That's a huge part. Hey, Dave Bright, how are you doing? So that's a huge part, right? Feeling at home in ourselves and our lives. What that means is you can't always be stressed. You can't always be like the Energizer Bunny, just going and going and going and going. I believe the big difference between the short game and the long game is Heart King is back. I am welcome back, Heart King. Adam, Charisma, how are you? The difference between the long game and the short game is knowing full well that the long game is exactly as it sounds. You're in it for the long haul. It's not short term. When it comes to short term, you think about back in school or back in work. I missed you too. Back in school or in work or whatever, when you're doing a project, it's short term. So sometimes you can procrastinate. Sometimes you can wait till the last minute. Thank you so much for those teal hearts and those red hearts. I really appreciate them. Sometimes you can just wait, right? Because these things are short term. These things are not as important or whatever. They're little bite-sized chunks. They're short-term goals. Excuse me. When it comes to your dream, when it comes to your light, when it comes to the thing that's inside of you that you want to give birth to, just even in that language, giving birth. When you give birth to something, you don't just abandon it. Like, you don't just, it takes 9 months to nurture this thing. And once it's born, you then take care of it for the rest of its life. Right? That's what your light is. What up, Rita? God's afternoon. That's what your light is. Thank you for those purple hearts as well. Your light is this gift, this part of you, hey Soldier J, that you use to share your gift. Right? Your light is your gift. Your light is your thing that's inside of you, and it is the long haul. Right? It's a long game. Thank you so much, Soldier J. Thank you. It is the long haul. Your dream is not short term. Your dream is a long term thing. So you can't use short term tactics on your dream. What up, Alan the hot meal guy? What I mean by that is self-care. It's important. It's really important. It's immensely important. Especially if you're going for the long term. Especially if you're going for the long game. Why? Because it's not short term. In short term, you can afford to exhaust yourself to get something done because it has a set end point. When it comes to your dream, your goal, your light, your whatever it is that's in your heart that you want to pursue or that you are pursuing, you can't treat it like a short-term goal. You can't treat it like something that's here today, gone tomorrow. That's something that's going to be with you until possibly the end of your days. It's going to keep going. So you can't keep going so hard for no reason. Obviously, there's a purpose, and obviously that's what it's there for, right? Your light is going to push you forward. But a huge part of staying true to that light and nurturing it and not being burned out, like we were talking about with your why, is reconnecting with it. And reconnecting with your why sometimes, honestly, is taking a step back and evaluating what's happening. Taking a step back for you to care for yourself, your heart, your gift, your brain, the way you think, your body. That all those things are a huge part of the long game, because it's a long. Are you getting this? Do you understand what I'm saying? Do you understand what I'm saying? You're in it to win it, and this is not short. This is not. It can be forever, right? Like, I know my gift, my light is forever. this is the thing I'm going to be doing. Like Paul says, it's not what I do, it's who I am, or it's what I do and who I am. That totally resonates with me because that's what it is. This is something that's going to be with me forever. So if we relate this to weight loss, right? If you want to be feeling healthier in your body, what do? Do you go on a crash diet? No. If you have a wedding in a month, you want to go, most people go on a crash diet and they'll lose what they need to lose, but they'll gain it right back because it was a crash diet. It's not a part of a lifestyle, right? When you change your entire lifestyle, which takes some time and commitment and willpower, when you do that, you're entering into a long-term relationship. You're entering into a long game with your body and your health, and you're making steps and making moves to make sure, what up, AD Walker helps? You're making steps and taking you're taking steps and making moves that are going to implement this thing that you're doing into your entire life. So when it comes to your light, when it comes to your dream, what up? When it comes to your light, your dream, or your gift, your whatever it is that's inside of you, you have to treat it as such. It's going to be a part of your lifestyle. It's not something that you're going to, what up, Demi Jewel? How are you doing? Driving and listening. I thank you so much for being here. So really quickly, Demi and everybody else that walked in, Anthony, I'm talking about how your dream, your light, your thing that's inside of you, I feel really good right now, is not a short-term thing. It's a long-term thing. Thank you so much for sharing and retweeting on Twitter, Anthony. I really appreciate you doing that. And inviting your followers. Thank you so much. What up, Gold Hearts? Welcome to the game. It's a long-term thing. And in the long-termness of it, you have to treat it as such. You cannot treat your light, your dream, your goal as a short-term thing. If you're building a business, if you're trying to live a healthier life, it's not a crash diet. It's not going to be a get rich quick or get XYZ quick. There's going to be turbulent times. There's going to be moments where you're like, man, I don't want to do this anymore. I can't do this anymore. But you keep going because obviously your why is activated, right? So as long as your why is activated and you're going for it, be encouraged that what you're doing is a long-term process. It is not a short-term process. Short-term tactics are not going to be beneficial to getting you from point A to point Z. It's not going to be beneficial. Sometimes if you need to do a project within whatever you're doing, sure, it might work. But like I was saying with the weight loss example, if you're trying to lose weight for a wedding and you go on a crash diet, that's going to work, right? That's going to work for 2 weeks or whatever the case may be, but you're going to gain that weight back and maybe a little bit more than that. But if you implement a healthier lifestyle, that makes a world of difference because you're in it for the long term. You're not just in it for the wedding. You're in it for the long term of it. Do you understand what I'm saying? When it comes to something like building a relationship, a romantic relationship, that's not something that you can see someone and bang, boom, you're together. And if that's the case, okay, but there's still the nurturing that has to happen, right? Oh, why doesn't, like, this happens quite a bit. Like, I do some, you guys don't know this, but I do some, like, love life type stuff, not on the side. It's part of Live Like You Now. I've done, like love life mentor coaching type stuff, and a lot of it is like, oh, I just want this person to like me now, I want this person to be with me now. But it's like, no, boo-boo, you want something long lasting, you want something long term. Like, we've chiseled out what it is that you want for yourself and your life and your romantic ideal situation. What you want is someone who's going to be with you in the long term, right? You don't want someone who wants you now and not who wants you for boo-boo. You know, you want someone who actually wants to be with you longer term than just, I want them now, boom, I got them. That's not how that works. You have to, exactly, long term. And I know this because they told me this. I want to be married. I want to be this, that, and the other. So you have to take steps that are going to treat the relationship or whatever it is that you're doing for the long term, not the short term. I'm glad you agree, Paul. You can't treat what you're going for the long term. You cannot use short-term tactics for your long-term thing. Please understand this. Thank you so much for those blue hearts. I appreciate that. That's the message I want to give you today. And hi, how are you? And the way I want to relate this to your light, your dream, your gift, your message is to quotable. Thank you. So what did I say? Someone quote me. Is to implement self-care strategies when it comes to your dream and your light. right? Because that's going to, I know when you're first getting in touch with your dream, when you're first getting in touch with your light, and you're moving forward, you're gonna want to hustle, and you're gonna want to go hard, and you're gonna want to do all of these things. And that's, I told, man, the preaching to the choir, baby. I get that. But self-care is important, because your dream, your light, is not short term. It is long term. And you want to be sure that you're taking care of yourself I missed it. Oh my god. I'm going to need to Demi, after this I'm watching it. You're going to need to I missed it. Dang it. You're going to need to implement long-term strategies into your long-term goal, because your light is long-term. It's not short-term. It's not a fad. It's a long-term. So part of that is self-care, because sometimes we go so hard, we drive ourselves insane and drive ourselves into the ground, and we're not doing anything for anybody, most of ourselves and our light and our dream. So implement self-care strategies in whatever it is that you're doing, and make sure you just remember that what you're doing is for the long term, not the short term. Short-term strategies will not work for the long-term goal that you have or your light. My phone's about to die. This is really all I wanted to say. I am going to go watch Demi's dance. Demi, I'm coming for you. I am so excited to watch it. I cannot believe I missed that. I can believe it, though. My mind is a bit scattered these days. So I thank you so much for being here. Again, I have been your world-class personal development coach, speaker, and life enthusiast, called to serve those who want to live more like their unique selves. Now, right now, this minute right now. It's been wonderful to see you. If you are ready and willing and able to invest in yourself to move forward, please contact me at bit.ly/coach me, Nachi. It should be the link in the bio. If it's not there, it's just bit.ly/coach me, Nachi. And we will set up an appointment. There is an investment. So I will see you all tomorrow between 12 p.m. and 2 p.m. Central Standard Time. Bye! Thank you so much for being here in those hearts. I appreciate seeing all of you. You guys are amazing. Remember, long-term thinking, not short-term tactics. Nope. Your dream is long-term. So I'm going to close this with a nice picture. I'm coming for you, Demi. I'm coming. I'm going to watch it. Thank you so much for being here. Bye.